Welcome. Glad you're here. As always, be the change you wish to see in the world. Okay, so this is criminal law, and we're on question 45 out of the 100 multiple choice questions. You can go to the link for the PDF to work along. I will read the case. I will read the choices, and then I will tell you the choice, and you can pause it and work on it if you want to work along, and then I will explain why the choice is right. Okay, so this is question 45, and Deft is being tried on an indictment charging him with burglary. Deft has introduced evidence that at the time he broke and entered, he was so intoxicated that he could not have formed intent to commit a felony. On the issue of whether Deft was so intoxicated that his capacity to form the necessary intent was diminished, the jury should be instructed that the burden of proof is on A, defendant to establish by preponderance of the evidence that his capacity to form the necessary intent was diminished, B, defendant to establish by clear and convincing evidence that his capacity to form the necessary intent was diminished, or C, prosecution to establish by clear and convincing evidence that Deft had the capacity to form the necessary intent. Prosecution to establish beyond a reasonable doubt that Deft had the capacity to form the necessary intent. Now, I will tell you that this is actually kind of a criminal procedure question, and it's a little bit beyond the scope of the 1L, but when you're taking the California 1L bar exam, for those students that are required to take it, not everybody takes it, but I'm not going to discuss that right now, but I am telling you that although they tell you that it's just plain criminal law, sometimes they'll slip in some procedures, civil procedures, some remedies, some other areas that... Now, so anyway, so this is about the jury instruction and the burden of proof, and this is basically also a crossover with evidence and criminal procedure. I took both of those, and basically the answer would be that D, the prosecution to establish beyond a reasonable doubt that Deft had the capacity to form the necessary intent. So this is probably something that might wind up slipping in on a hypothetical. And I'm going to explain to you that even though you're a 1L student, don't let it ruffle you, because the bar strives to be fair, and they may throw the question out or just give you the extra points if it's a little bit unfair or it's brought to their attention if enough people get it wrong. So anyhow, here is... Did I write it in here? I didn't write it in here. Darn it. Okay, so what I've been doing is I've been writing it in here. I did look up the law, and this is an intoxication defense question. It is an intention question, and it is it's not, it's a robbery. Well, okay, this is the thing. You need to know whether the crime is a specific intent crime or a general intent crime. So you would say, oh, is this specific intent or general intent crime? So basically, it's testing you on a number of innuendos within the criminal law, and here's what I'm going to show you. This is why you, in the first year of criminal law or law school, you learn about intent and whether the crime is specific or general. Now, it says most crimes require general intent, that meaning that the prosecution must prove only that the accused meant to do the act prohibited by law. Whether the defendant intended to act or not is irrelevant. However, with specific intent crimes, they need to prove they specifically intended. Okay, so there's actually an acronym BARKSS, burglary, rape, arson, kidnapping. Well, anyway, so you would look at your outline if you have one, or fill it in, put these things in it. Now, intent is, I'm just gonna go ahead and put this below. Now, this is American, English, California law, but it's general law. So the intoxication defense is going to be up, and there's voluntary and involuntary as whether or not you can use it, and it depends on the type of crime. So anyhow, that is why the answer is correct. I'm going to fill this in. I'll put all this on my blog spot, and until next time, I just want to say thank you so much. Please like, share, and subscribe, and follow me on Twitter, and like me on Facebook. I just started these extra links, and I'd like to have some followers. You can show your appreciation that way. I'm doing this totally free, non-profit, and so I'd appreciate you just, doing that little bit, as a way of showing thanks. Okay, take care, and I wish you well in all your endeavors. Namaste.